Okay, I'm Kimberly. I'm from University City. I'm 43. My birthday is December 16th. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I grew up in a household with 2 parents that were addicted to crack cocaine. They've both been clean for over 30 years now. I went to University City. My mom, she left my dad and started smoking crack real bad. And she ended up leaving him and moved in with the guy she smoked crack with. Well, long story short, she got pregnant while I was 20 years old working at a daycare center. And I begged her to let me have my little sister, and I was going to raise her and let her know she's my sister. Well, my mom feel like she wanted to raise my sister because she stopped raising us. So she decides to have my little sister and didn't have her no more than 2 months. Left her at a hotel room with some girl she went to school with for 3 days. And on the 3rd day, they took my little sister. I got a little sister that's 21 now, and her birthday is 2 days after mine, and I haven't seen her since she was 1 year old. I ran away at the age of 14. I went back to school when I was 25 and got my GED. I went to college when I was 30. I went to college 3 times. The 3rd time I went, I got addicted to drugs because I had a car accident and broke my back. Long story short, I started smoking crack, doing pain pills. I've been clean now for 2 years. And my addiction now is going shopping and doing my hair. I do hair for a living. And I'm a nurse. Work from home. I'm single. No kids. Want to ask me some questions and I'll start answering them?
What did your mom and dad teach you growing up? What do you remember?
My mom left, so my dad raised me. He taught me to go to school because it's very important. School is supposed to structure you and get you ready for when you're an adult so you can live comfortably and have a nice life. I didn't understand it at first. My dad is my best friend. When I got addicted to drugs, I had just enrolled in college. And my little sister was so proud of me. I told her, do not be proud of me until I graduate. Don't be proud of me because I enrolled in college. Well, I only completed 6 months of it. Right now, I got 16 college credits that are not transferable because I went to a non-for-profit institute in Fenton, Missouri. The school I went to was a total complete scam. Anybody can go there, even if you didn't graduate or got a GED. Well, right now, I owe the government $70,000 for loans that I took out for school. I'm in the process of paying them back right now. I'm just trying to better myself right now before I get 50 years old because I want to get married eventually and have kids. I'm single, but I'm kind of scared to get in another relationship. The last relationship I had, I was 14 when I met him. I was 37 when we broke up. But right now, he's my best friend. And 2 years ago, I stopped having sex with him. But I started paying him for sex. It's kind of weird because when I first met him, we were just friends. And I was living with a guy that kept cheating on me. So I needed him to cheat on my man back. I believe oral sex is a form of brainwash, if you ask me. I think between my legs. I have a sex addiction. You don't meet too many young women with a sex addiction. I almost was molested 3 times by 2 of my uncles and 1 of my cousins. I was a stripper when I turned 22 years old. I got into a financial situation and started gambling on a casino queen. I lost all my money. And at the time I lost all my money, I had 2 cars. I had an apartment, cable bill, furniture bill, rental center. Long story short, I went on the boat and I lost all my money. I told the security guard that I was getting ready to jump on the track head first as soon as the train comes. He's like, well, whatever you're going through in your life, it couldn't possibly be that bad. When I started dancing, it immediately became a problem because, for one thing, I was shy. And being a young female, a lot of people take advantage of that. So I met a guy that realized that it was my first day. He realized I was cute, but I was shy to get on the stage and take off my clothes in front of 50 men. Well, he gave me some cocaine, and when he did that, it changed my life totally. I danced for 10 years. I ended up becoming an alcoholic. I ended up becoming addicted to drugs. I was already smoking weed. I started smoking weed when I was 12. I started stealing my daddy's cigarettes when I was 12. Well, at the age of 14, before I ran away, my dad decides to take it up on himself and start buying me packs of cigarettes so that I could stop stealing his cigarettes. Well, it took me all the way to the age of 20 years old before I can actually smoke the cigarettes in front of my dad. Like, I asked him, why would you buy me cigarettes, first of all, and I'm not even old enough to smoke? Second of all, why would you buy me cigarettes and tell me I can't smoke them around you? Well, okay. I kind of lost a little bit.
What do you remember growing up in U City? What are some of your memories of U City? And describe how U City was when you were growing up.
U City was, in my book, my opinion, was like a fresh breath of air. The street that I grew up on, everybody been there for 4 years or more. My dad is the youngest person that lives on this street. Well, my dad's mom used to live right across the street from him before she died 10 years ago. U City is nothing like this area down here at all. You don't even see cigarette butts on the ground on my dad's street. U City, their houses cost more. The people are different. You know, you got white people that'll greet you, and you can be walking down the street and they'll pull over. Do you need a ride? Do you need da-da-da? Which kind of spooky because in the city, white people don't act like that down here. A lot of them are stereotype you. They judge you. They're scared of you for one thing because they feel like you black and possibly have addiction, or that you black and you trying to use them for gain, financial gain. When I first came down in this area 17 years ago, I started seeing stuff like people sleeping on mattresses outside. I seen my first bed bug living down here. I seen my first rat living down here. When I started smoking crack 2 years ago, I was outside smoking crack and a deer ran across me. Ran right across. I thought I was high and tripping, but then I heard pow, 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 pow. So somebody executed this deer. When I seen this deer, I was actually 4 blocks away from her. And I'm kind of like city girl half / country girl. My mom lived on a farm. She got 25 acres. Well, she lived by herself in Farmington, Missouri. She got another property that's located in Ironton, Missouri, 30 minutes away from Farmington, Missouri. Well, the point I'm trying to make is, even down there, the white people are nice. Down there, they leave their doors unlocked. They never lock their doors down there. The white people are so friendly down there, they'll stop too for you and ask you, do you need a ride, or do you need any help, or which is like totally different from being here in the city. My mom moved down there 20 years ago to get out of the city. She moved down there with the church. Well, come to find out, the church that I've attended and I grew up in, they're classified as an occult. A lot of the members in the congregation at the church are fucking each other husbands, and I mean the whole church is just like one big soap opera. Before they moved to Farmington, Missouri, they had a church located right here off Grand and Greer. Then they moved the church to the south side. And when they moved the church to the south side, they moved it in like this little sweet plaza-like area. Well, in this plaza area, you got grocery stores and you got liquor stores. A lot of people in the midst of church, in the middle of service, will go across the street to the liquor store and buy booze. So before we moved out of St. Louis with the church, our church had a bad rating with the Better Business Bureau and with the residents in the area on the south side. My pastor died 15 years ago. Well, before he died, like I said, he was mad at them and everybody that attended the church because of the way the members were acting. With my mom being a member of the church, my grandma used to get loans from the church to buy my mom out of jail for different reasons because she was addicted to drugs. Well, the month that my pastor died, my grandma and her daughter, they both started having sex with a married man, but my grandma was having sex with the dad, and my grandma was having sex with the dad, and my auntie was having sex with the son. Long story short, my grandma got really, really sick and almost died. I feel like, me personally, I feel like God cursed her because she had sex with a married man. My aunt ended up marrying the man that she was having sex with. Oh, I didn't tell you either though. Both of my grandmas had sex with the same man, and they both had their firstborns by him. So growing up, I was actually the black sheep on both sides of the family because my grandma, which is my dad's mom, she never thought that my mom was good enough for my dad, for one thing, because my mom was a special ed student. She can't read or write, and she's bipolar. Both of my grandmas don't like each other because my dad's mom, she had a master's and a bachelor's, and she had businesses. Well, my other grandma, she was a live-in nanny, and she lived with a white couple and raised their son and got a $50,000 payment from the wife that eventually died. Well, long story short, back to both of my grandmas. My dad's brother and my mom's oldest sister, they brothers and sisters. So my auntie is my auntie on both sides of the family. And I think it's kind of weird because they didn't meet each other till 3 years ago, and they're both pastors of churches. Well, when they end up meeting each other, they met each other at just by humbug at a church. And when they realized that they was brothers and sisters, they started, trying to get to know each other while they was grown, and frequently attended each other's churches to on Sunday services to listen to each other preach because they're both preachers. Coming up in a family, and I got two auntie and an uncle that's brothers and sisters, it was kind of weird. But it's like my dad's side of the family, it's like their whole side of the family is a soap opera situation. My great-grandma had 11 kids, and right now she only got one child that's still alive. My great-grandma is dead too. Before she died, 3 of my uncles tried to have sex with me, and one of my cousins. My cousin was married to a lady, and she ended up leaving him for a woman. before she left him and married this woman, she turkey based the lady after they got married, and so now she got a wife and a son, and her son was produced by her brother's sperm. So she turkey based her wife and had a son by him. 4 months ago, one of my little cousins ended up touching one of his other cousins. My little cousin is 20 years old, and his dad and the mom split up because his mom is now actually living as a man, and she's married. So long story short, going through what he went through, my cousin ended up turning into a predator. His dad left him and his brother and moved to Arizona and became a criminal, bank robber, this and the third. But before he left, he ended up touching my pussy and offered me $300 to have sex with him. I immediately told my cousin, "You lost your mind." I told him, I say, "You done lost your mind, for one, after you lost your brother, and then after your wife left you." My cousin dad name is AJ Staples. He died in 1970, but in 1940, he became a well-known boxer. In the year of 1944, he fought Muhammad Ali. After my cousin dad died, him and his brother became college ball players with the state, Mizzou. Well, one year before my cousin was finna get drafted by Mizzou to play pro football, he ended up getting killed by the St. Louis police. It was an innocent mistake at first because he had a shotgun and he was cleaning his shotgun, and the shotgun went off, and he ended up grazing my little cousin, which is his daughter, with the shotgun in the leg. Well, he automatically flipped out when he realized he shot his daughter. Before he could even see if she was okay about a bullet wound, St. Louis County police officers hit my cousin with a tranquilizer gun. And by him being so big and a football player, they hit him with too much of it, and then it immediately killed him. So my cousin lost his mind for real when his brother died. Right before his brother died, before his daddy died, his daddy ended up getting a divorce from his mom because his mom ended up turning to a dyke. Oh yeah, soap opera shit, ain't it?
If you could go back in time knowing what you know now and talk to a young Miss Kim, what would you tell her?
Live your life, don't regret nothing. Bad things in life happens for you to learn from it. Things in life is gonna happen. Let it happen. You can't cheat life. Death is inevitable. You can't run from death. We were all born to die. I never would forget, at my cousin's funeral service, the pastor said that this is a homecoming celebration and a celebration of my cousin's life. Even though we're mourning my cousin, we're supposed to be rejoicing the fact that he was actually here on earth for a minute in the family. So enjoy it. My cousin didn't deserve to die the way he did. You know, life is hard. We all fall. Meaning, it's hard to get in trouble, but it's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out of. When we fall, life is about falling, but it's about picking yourself up too. And for some reason or another, Humans have it very bad to where a lot of people just, they live their life based on your downfalls and based on you falling. Like when you fall, a person will bust out and start laughing instead of trying to help a person get up off the ground. Or instead of trying to help a person. How can you be laughing when somebody is hurt? You know, just like I got one of my kids that's in heaven, his father. We had sex and he paid me to have sex with him. But I had a wall built up because I didn't want to fall in love no more with nobody. I didn't want to be hurt. Well, since I've been with him on and off, certain things we go through, it's hurtful, it's painful. But all he do is want to fuck and fight. He hold grudges. He hold a lot of grudges. My baby daddy is a plumber. He knew immediately that I had a wall built up between me and him. When he realized that I was falling in love with him, he told me a secret about him being molested when he was 8 years old. But when he told me that story, I immediately fell in love with him instead of running from him like the average woman would have. You tell a woman that you got molested by your male cousin when you was 8. I asked him how old was he when his cousin stopped molesting him. Well, he told me at the age of 40. Somehow or another, we was watching RuPaul Drag Race, and I made a statement and told him that RuPaul looked better in a dress than he does as a man. Well, he immediately busts out and says, oh, it's nothing wrong with gay people. I told him, no, it's nothing wrong with gay people at all, but it's a problem when you live in your life a lie. Being on the down low, I don't think that's right. If you want a woman, say you want a woman. If you want a man, tell a person that. That's how the AIDS epidemic is getting worse and worse and worse from a lot of men being on a DL. Well, he busted out and made a statement about how he got 2 sons and both of them are gay. And stormed out the house like I did something to his kids. Well, going back to the story, he told me that if he didn't love me, he wouldn't have told me this story about him being molested. Like I told him, I'm a special person, and I believe you should watch what you say and do around me. Meaning, I take things to heart. You know, trust is earned, it's not given. Once you cross a line with somebody and once you lie to a person and they feel like they can't trust you, then that's bad. You can't get that trust back. Being a crackhead, well, being a smoker, because I'm not a crackhead, you have to work extra hard to gain a trust from people because of people stereotype you because you do drugs. There's a lot of people out here that do drugs that work for a living. Everybody that do drugs does not steal. You know, everybody that do drugs is not a bad person. Like I told my sister, nobody says when they grow up they want to be a crackhead. Life will throw you a curveball, and next thing you know, you'll be living a certain type of life that you wasn't living at first. You know, you can have money and be living like this, and just within a blink of an eye, you broke. You homeless, living in a tent. I told this guy, crack is not a game. I told him, you out here selling people soap. But a lot of people take this crack serious. It's addiction. You got people out here spending their whole checks on crack. You got people out here living in tents because they spent all their rent money. You know, it wasn't a choice in the matter. It just was something that just happened in their life, and now they trying to survive with their addiction, period. You know, you don't look down on people either because of what they do and how they doing it, because not what you do is definitely how you do it. I used to sell drugs when I was 20. I sold drugs and then I started smoking crack. Long story short, my crack addiction took me from being up here to all the way down here. And so now I'm like in the middle now, because I don't have the addiction no more. Before I stopped smoking crack, I was dating a white man They gave me $30,000. Less than 6 months ago, I had a Dodge Challenger that I paid $12,000 for, and I had a Chevy Equinox truck that I paid $15,000 for. Well, I had $30,000, and out of $30,000, I spent only $2,000 on crack, and I invested in both of my cars. I gained so many people as enemies because I had these two vehicles, being a quote-unquote crackhead, which is what I was labeled as. It's not fair, because a person should be able to live their life and do whatever they want to do and spend their money however they want to spend it. Well, all the crack dealers that I was dealing with, none of them liked me because I wouldn't let them drive my car for $50 in crack. My spirit told me that they was trying to take my car too. I'm one of these people that's called gifted. I was born with a smart hole right here, so I got psychic abilities that I don't know how to use, but God comes to me in my dreams and help me with my gift. I can feel bad luck. I can feel demons and I can see demons. I've always been able to see them all my life. Being grown, seeing demons and this and that. Third. When I was a kid, I figured like they ain't gonna do nothing to me. I was scared at first. The point I'm trying to make is the devil is not red with horns. He look like me and you. He's jumping in and out of people's bodies, spirits. And he's using these people to take as many souls as he can before the world ends. I've slept next to the devil. I fell in love with the devil a long time ago. My point is, God has a plan for me, and it does not include the devil plan. I was trying to figure out why so late in my life, at the age of 40, would God put a person like my baby daddy in my life? Where he put him in my life to teach me and to let me know that the devil is walking amongst us and he's not red with horns. He's not in hell either. He's walking amongst us on earth. It was a debate a couple years ago about the location of hell. Well, hell is here. Hell is St. Louis, Missouri, United States of America. This is hell. A lot of people say it's at the bottom of a volcano. It's at the Bermuda Triangle. It's here. I had a car accident. Before I had a car accident, I was on the highway. And you know how they have traffic jams or, rush hour, traffic, I've seen a really tall figure on the Highway 70, standing in the middle of the road, stretched with his arms out, blocking the traffic from going straight, keeping us out of harm's way. There was an angel. I feel like it was Jesus. When I tell these people this story, a lot of people get freaked out. I met a lady in Farmington, Missouri that was married to a man. She was married to him for exactly a year and 1 day. She showed me her wedding pictures. And in her wedding pictures, I seen auras in the pictures. She didn't have to point them out to me. I've seen these auras. Immediately when she gave me the picture, I didn't even have to study it. I glanced at it and I seen a figure sitting on a throne with 4 people standing amongst this figure sitting on this throne. I told my grandma about this story, and she told me that I seen God sitting on the throne with the 4 elders around him. In the pictures, in the air, in these pictures, you can see it clearly. And it looked like, at first it looked like a little blemish of light or whatever. She said a lot of people that she showed this picture to, they feel like it's the American our seal with the bird and the stars, and well, it's none of that. Before I seen that picture, I was having dreams about some horses chasing me in my dream. My grandma told me I ate something too hot. Well, a couple years after I kept dreaming this, I've seen 3 men on Grand riding on horses. At the end of the world, you got 4 angels that's gonna be on these horses. Once the seal is broke and God unleashed the famine upon the earth, you got 4 angels, and they all 4 have different jobs that they have to do, different curses that they're gonna release on the 4 corners of the earth. You got the black horse, you got the pale horse, you got the real horse. What I'm trying to make is, one of these horses is gonna be the Grand Reaper, and he's gonna release a certain plague on the earth. It's gonna release famine to the world, where it's gonna be a shortage on food. Me personally, we living in the last days right now, and the book of Revelation says, once famine hits, a lot of crops and a lot of stuff gonna dry up. And if you don't have the mark of the beast, you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. Meaning a lot of people are gonna starve. A lot of people are gonna end up practicing cannibalism just to survive, just to be able to eat. Life is scary though. And if I go back to the preacher, on the obituary, you got the day you was born, and you got the day you died. But if you notice on the obituary, it got a dash. Life is about that dash, and between that dash, what you did in your life before you died. Before you die, it's important that you repent your sins and ask for forgiveness for everything bad that you did when you was living on this earth by not living by the laws of the land, the laws that are in the commandments. A lot of people don't believe in God, but it's only 2 entities that you can't believe in, God or the devil. It's no in between. It's just like the temperature warm. There's really no such thing. Lukewarm. It's really no such thing. It's either hot or cold. I asked myself this question so many times. God knew what the devil was going to do. God tested the devil. God let the devil do certain things that he letting the devil do. And I just keep saying to myself, why? My little brother, right now to this day, do not believe in God. Well, he argues with me one time, and he punches my daddy wall, put a big hole in the wall, all because I believe in God and you don't. All because you being my brother, I'm supposed to believe what you believe instead of my own beliefs. And he made a statement and threw this out there. If it was a God, why do people suffer? Why do kids die? Why do this happen? Why do this happen? Well, without good, there's no bad. Without bad, there's no good. Meaning, how come life is not a lot more peaceful than being hard? I just keep asking myself that question over and over and over and over and over again. Certain things can't be explained. Everything don't have an explanation. Everybody do things for a reason. Some people do it for financial gain or whatever. My point is, everybody got a motive. Everybody got an object. Things don't just happen just to happen. Everything happened for a reason. Scientists, they try to find a definition for everything. my dad fell out the tree. And when he fell out the tree, he made a statement and said my grandma helped him while he was in the tree. I thought my daddy was high off the pain pills and da-da-da-da. Well, he made a joke and was all like, well, I got my pills and my water at the same damn time. Well, my dad being on pain pills because he fell out of the tree and got a plate in his tailbone and in his wrist. I never knew that my dad went to rehab or that my dad had a pill addiction and was this close to being a heroin addict because he fell out of a tree. Well, the doctor made a statement and said it was a medical miracle that he seen because something blocked my dad's fall. My dad should have died when he fell out the tree. My dad doctor said he see things happen all the time. He's been a doctor for over 20 years, and a lot of things that he's seen practicing medicine cannot be explained. Period. The world we live in is being controlled by the devil, of course. Our currency is being controlled. It's a group of people called the Illuminati. They got the world in their hands. What I'm trying to make it is the devil is alive. He's real. We living in the last days. And all I gotta say is if you're not praying and if you don't believe in God, you got a permanent destination in hell. And hell is definitely where you're going. I met a guy before that said he got shot and told me that he went to hell and he was there for 7 days. And Jesus came and grabbed him by the hand and led him out of hell. A lot of stuff that he told me, I read in the Bible and I knew it was true. So I kind of believe he probably was. He probably was in hell. I never met a person that told me that they went to hell and they walked out of hell. I was told that once you go to hell, that's your permanent resting area, and your spirit gonna be tormented for the rest of your life. My baby daddy believed in balance in life. Long story short, he was in a fraternity because he went to college. So, with this balance in life, he know all too well about God and the devil. He made a statement to me one time because we argued a lot. You know, I will stand up to my baby daddy. He's 5'7" and weigh 135 pounds. I'm 5'3" and I weigh 120 pounds. Long story short, I never met a guy who clothes I can wear. He told me that I'm too prideful and I'm not humble and how I'm going to hell. And you say all this because I'm too prideful and I'm not being humble to you. What's up, girlie? Let me buy a cigarette. Okay, yeah. I asked my baby daddy why did he got me sitting on his couch every day until he come home from work. Like I told you, a plumber. I asked him what was his religion. Do he believe in God? He says he believes in the universe. He's a Catholic. He went to Catholic schools. Everything my baby daddy put me through was a test. A test that I did not pass. But I did warn him a long time ago. Watch what you say and do around me. I asked him about other women. I asked him would he like to do a threesome. And he gave me a statement and said, no, because it's hard enough dealing with you. You're a handful alone just by yourself. A lot of people think that my baby daddy is white because he's so light-skinned. And he got good hair. I told him, we go from being a baby to a kid to a teenager to a young adult to adult. and then you go back to being a baby again. Right before you die, you old age, people that got dementia. My ex-boyfriend, his mom died at the age of 83. But before she died, her diet, what they fed her, was jar baby food. She was losing her mind. Well, she lost her mind. She's black, full black. She had my ex-boyfriend when she was 50. He was high risk baby. He got a nephew that's a couple of months younger than him. So him and his nephew was, almost neck and neck in age. Her daughter was pregnant. Her daughter was pregnant at the same time. Before my boyfriend, mom died, she stopped recognizing him as her son. I watched his mom deteriorate, and I watched him hurt so bad when he lost his mom. I watched my dad go through the same thing. When you love somebody, you feel their pain. When they hurt, just like somebody falling, they hurt, and you love them, you feel their pain. In a relationship, when you're having sex with your mate, y'all are trading energies. Y'all sharing energies. My dad is married to a woman that I do not like, and I was not even in the wedding. He asked me to be in the wedding and to pay to be in the wedding, and it was not refundable. And I just moved in my very first apartment. Long story short, I bought a dress to work to the wedding that was see-through. I spent $200 on that dress. At the reception, I asked my ex-boyfriend to drive my car because I knew I was going to be filthy drunk. At the reception, they gave out free liquor. My dad's oldest brother tried to give me $50 to stop drinking. Well, he made a statement and told me that, I love my little brother. I don't like his wife, but if this will make my brother happy, I'm willing to deal with her. I told my uncle, I feel the same way. That's my daddy. My mama hurt my daddy so much to the point where when he met this lady, she light-skinned just like him. On my dad, it's red with freckles. His legs are so pale. He looked like a white man without a tan. His legs do. Well, we had a family meeting with all my brothers and sisters, and we all went around the room and told my dad why we don't want him to marry the lady that he married anyway. He bragged on her so much and was like, I finally got me a woman that I love. I got me a red bone that wears her own hair. I do hair, so since I was 12 years old, I'm always tracking fake hair all around the house, putting it in my hair. And my daddy got this thing about fake hair. Well, he bragged and say, I got me a red bone with her real hair. She didn't like me from day one. My dad didn't even tell this lady about me. And so when she found out about me, I answered my daddy's telephone. Long story short, one year she had a birthday party. This lady's birthday is December the 15th and mine is December the 16th. The lady that my daddy married. She had a birthday party on December the 16th, and I'm trying to figure out why the hell she didn't have a birthday party on her birthday. I made a statement to my daddy and told him I feel like she stole my birthday. She already stole you. My daddy kissed me on my lips at the reception and told me that he still loved me, and that he kind of heartbroken because I'm his firstborn that was not in his wedding, in his only wedding, and kissed me on my lips. But when he did that, I immediately ran in the bathroom and washed my lips thinking about him sucking on her pussy. I said to myself, my daddy never touched me when I was a kid, never did none of that. My daddy's a stand-up guy for real. And I was trying to figure out why in the hell I'm 37 years old and you kiss me on my fucking lips. Back to the birthday. Her outfit she had on was leopard print. I don't know why, for some reason, that was my birthday theme too, a leopard print outfit. And so not only did I feel like you stole my birthday, I feel like you stole my outfit too. Her, a group of her friends and her cousins, them, all of them had on leopard print too. So when I got there, I was immediately sad as hell. I'm at this lady's birthday. She looking like me. She like, girl, you got a leopard print just like I do. Girl, great minds think alike. I'm looking at her like, we don't think nothing alike. I'm nothing like you. Soon as the birthday cake come out, I immediately stopped my daddy in his tracks and said, how the hell am I finna sing happy birthday to this lady? And today my birthday, where the fuck is my cake? I made my daddy leave in the middle of this birthday party to go get me a cake. When he came back, only thing that said on this cake was happy birthday. He went and got the cheapest birthday cake he could find at Schnucks that didn't even have my name on it. My daddy's like, you know what? That's a shame. You ungrateful. You not happy. I left my wife party to go get you a cake, and I'm like, Daddy, look at my cake and look at hers. Mine's only got my name on it. Her birthday cake got her whole fucking face and her whole body on it. He's like, Tammy, this was already planned. This is her birthday. She planned this for months now. I understood all that. Well, this birthday cake was on my daddy's table for like a whole week. I called my cousin up and told my cousin, I'm finna cut the head off this cake and eat the bitch head off the cake. She immediately tripped off about this cake and made a big scene about this cake. But like I told my daddy, if she wanted that part, she usually would have froze it. That's what people do. This cake been sitting on the table for weeks. It's edible. Who would trip off something like that other than somebody like her? Me and this lady done got into it before. We was this close to fighting before. And I flicked a cigarette on her just so she can hit me. So if she thought the first lick, my daddy ain't gonna be too mad at me. Well, right now to this day, I love my daddy so much to the point where I'm really willing to put my differences to the side because she make him happy. You know, if anything happens to this lady, my daddy gonna grieve to death. And he gonna be hurt and probably die next because something happened to her. Even though I feel like this lady is a demon, you know. I got a little sister that's 30 and she tried to compete with my little sister for my daddy attention and shit. Like I told my daddy, you don't realize something's wrong with this lady? She have a problem. I got a niece that's 20 years old, and on her graduation day, she turned 18 on graduation day. My daddy's wife put a gun out on my little sister. And it was a big deal and everything happened. But like I told my daddy, you notice all this happening on the day of my niece. My niece became an adult on this day. She just graduated from high school. You know, my little sister, alcoholic. My niece's daddy is an ex-heroin addict. So my niece grew up the way I grew up. Had to take care of her brothers and sisters and raise everybody because your mama in the room filthy drunk and waking up with the shakes because she don't got $1 for some liquor. And you got a daddy that shoot dope in his arm all day, every day. So the point I'm trying to make is my niece is so much like me. When my sister was pregnant by her, she towed my car. And I told my little sister she wanted to joyride, and she did. And I'm like, Tamika, my plates ain't right. My brakes going out. I'm driving my car on emergency brakes. It's wet outside. It's raining. My spirit told me don't let my little sister drive, but I let her drive it anyway because she's so ready to just get out here and start driving. She towed my car up to the point where I couldn't pop the hood on my car. I only paid $500 for the car, but it was my car. And when she brought my car back, she joked about turning my car up. Knocked some bricks up out of the fucking ground. Well, I bit her, and when I bit my little sister, Her first baby came out looking just like me. I brought my sister and her baby to my first apartment because I didn't want her to go to where she was going. But I told my sister, when you met your baby daddy, he was arguing with my little cousin about some clothes and some Timberland boots that he had on of my little cousins. He told my little sister that he got 14 siblings. I told my sister, if he would have told me that I would have ran for the border, I would have never gave him no pussy. Long story short, my sister had 11 abortions, and right now she got 8 kids by him. My sister she just turned 40. And you got 8 kids and 11 abortions. That's how many kids? I love my little sister, but we at odds with each other right now because of the way I've been living my life the last couple of years. Being clean, she don't even think I'm clean. Last time I talked to my little sister, it was on Mother's Day 2 years ago, and she wanted to drive my car. Long story short, drugs will bring a wedge between your family members. Drugs, period. It's like, even if you do drugs or even if you get clean or just the thought of being an addict, period, it drives your family members away from you. And the relationship that you'll have with them, it's just never the same. It'll never be the same again. It's almost like burning bridges. Even though I never stole nothing from my brothers and sisters, and I raised them, kept them in Jordans. At the age of 16. No. I got a sister that got 1 gold tooth and 1 tattoo, and I bought that. But just to make a long story short, having my addiction, going through my addiction, manipulating my brothers and sisters for money to get drugs, we're just not as close as we were at one point in time, and we would never be again. All because I decided to snort dope, or all because I decided to smoke crack. And I did it because I almost lost my life when I had a car accident. I turned to drugs because I got a little sister that I ain't seen in 20 years. The point I'm trying to make is I became a crackhead and a heroin addict at the age of 35 years old. I beat the odds by going to college. I beat the odds by having a mother and a dad on crack. Grew up with it. And everybody just knew that I was going to grow up and be a crackhead, this and that and third. And so, the point I'm trying to make it, I beat the odds and then end up becoming an addict. And I'm almost 40 years old. I just feel like I missed a lot of things. There's a lot of things I still want to do. And I just pray to God I get a chance to do it before I die. That's where I'm at.
We appreciate you sharing with us, Miss Kim. Thank you.
You're welcome.